Hello, dear students. Today I want to tell you about gifted children. Please write theme of our lecture. It's development of gifted children. Development of gifted children. It's a very actually and interesting theme of modern psychology. Please, next slide. Giftedness in a child is an ability significantly higher than our children of the same age. The focus was initially on intellectual giftedness, but has broadened to include a multitude of abilities. Gifted children often develop asynchronously. Their needs are often ahead of their physical growth, and specific cognitive and emotional functions are often at a different stage of development. Also, giftedness is often distributed unevenly across the various intellectual spheres. Please look at a slide in the right definition. Thus, an individual may qualify as gifted through expressional mathematical ability, yet be below average in spelling or verbal abilities. Mainstream education places more emphasis on linguistic and logical mathematical intelligence when speaking of a gifted child. However, individuals may excel in a variety of additional abilities such as musical, sportical, or kinesthetic. The identification of support for those gifted in such areas cannot be done through standard IQ tests and accelerate education. The recognition of gifted children and their needs raises questions regarding educational philosophy, techniques, and assessment. Some gifted children easily reach high levels of functioning on their particular area of strength, but may lag behind on other areas. Whether intellectual, emotional, or social. Successful gifted education of such individuals requires greater attention to the balance of different areas of development in order to allow them to reach maturity as a whole person. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Okay. Definitions. Please, next slide. The formal identification of giftedness is an important issue for schools, as the instruction of gifted students often present special challenges. However, the definition of giftedness may vary dependent on what is valued in a particular culture or society. Also, definition and identification of giftedness has expanded and changed as new theories of intelligence have been developed. In the 1850s, researchers and psychologists mainly identified giftedness in terms of high score on an IQ test. IQ testers have used the following classification to describe different levels of giftedness. Each band of 15 points represents a different of 1 standard deviation from the mean. You can see it's bright, it's above 150, it's 1 in 6, it's 84%. Moderately gifted, it's 100 higher, above 150, it's 1 or 1 in 50. Highly gifted, it's 145, it's 1 in 1,000. Especially gifted, it's genius. You know that what is this genius? Genie. It's 160, above 160, or 1 in 30,000. Profoundly gifted, it's genius 2, above 175, it's 1 in 3 million. In this next slide, in earlier times, the term genius was widely used to describe gifted children, but it is now limited to the exceptionally gifted with an IQ, intelligent quotient, that tests higher than 160. Only a small fraction of the numbers of gifted are classified as genius. Prodigy is a term commonly used to describe young children who display a high level of skill in a particular endeavor at a very early age. Savants are people that perform exceptionally in one field of learning. Such an individual may be well versed in literature or science with an exceptional skill in a specialized field of learning. Alongside other ordinary abilities or marked defects, autistic savantism, formerly called idiot 7, refers to the exceptional abilities exhibited by autistic or people with development disorders. They may have severe impairments in communication, language, and sensitivity to others, yet outstanding in one area, such as numerical calculation, musical performance, or drawing. Still today, gifted children are often classified by the use of IQ tests, but developments in theories of intelligence have raised serious questions about the appropriate uses and limits of such testing. You can see on a slide, David Sousa proposed the definition of giftedness in 1878 in his book, How the Gifted Brain Learns. The theorized that is resulted from the interaction of 3 traits, general or specific abilities that are above average, commitment to task, and creativity. His work was a catalyst for school districts to include more opportunities for creative expansion in their programs for gifted children. While many people believe giftedness is in a strictly giftedness as a fundamentally different way of perceiving the world, which in turn affects every experience had by the gifted individual. These differences do not disappear when gifted children become adults or leave school. Gifted adults are seldom recognized as a special population, but they still have unique psychological, social, and emotional needs related to their high intelligence. Please, next slide. In the Identifying Gifted Children, a practical wife, Susan Johnson explained that gifted children all exhibit the potential for high performance in the areas included in the United States federal definition of gifted and talented students. The term gifted and talented, when used in respect to children, or youth means students, children, or youth who give evidence of high performance capability in areas such as intellectual, creative, artistic, or leadership capacity, or in specific academic fields, and who require supervisor activities not ordinarily provided by the school in order to fully develop such capabilities. This definition has been adopted in part or completely by the majority of states in the United States. Most have some definition similar to that used in Texas, whose definition states gifted and talented students means a child or youth who performs and shows the potential for performing at a remarkably high level of accomplishment when compared to others of the same age, experience, or environment, and who exhibits high performance capability in an intellectual, creative, or artistic area. Possesses an unusual capacity for leadership, or excels in a specific academic field. Please, next slide. The major characteristics of these definitions are the diversity of areas in which performance may be exhibited, such as intellectual, creative, artistic, leadership, and academic. The comparison with other scopes, those in general education classrooms, or the same age, experience, or environment, and they use of terms that imply a need for development of the gift. Most researchers have come to refrain from defining giftedness solely in terms of IQ tests, and have broadened its usage to include other characteristics of giftedness, such as creativity and motivation, or a person's contributions to culture and society. The multiple intelligence dipole that is put forward by There are several types of intelligence, each with its own type of genius. In his book, The Disciplined Mind, he writes of the necessity to instill their very important qualities into the educational system through beauty and morality. Based on his book, giftedness can be defined as a child being especially competent in one or more of the following areas. You can see the areas. It's linguistic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, bodily kinesthetic, musical intelligence, spatial intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, naturalist intelligence, spiritual intelligence, moral intelligence. You can see translate of these terms. It has become increasingly accepted that giftedness in other domains doesn't require a high score on an IQ test. Schools are increasingly using the concept of multiple intelligence as an alternative tool to identify gifted students. In addition, emphasis on intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligence may reduce some of the social and emotional challenges that gifted children often experience. Please, next slide. Several years after Howard Gardner's workers published, Robert Sternberg proposed another view of intelligence. He described the three types of intelligence: analytical, creative, and practical, and suggests that giftedness results from an ability to perform the skills in one or more of these areas with exceptional accuracy and efficiency. Various combination of these three areas produce different patterns of giftedness. His work was useful in matching teaching methods of students' range to produce higher achievement patterns. In 1995, Sternberg introduced another theory that described giftedness as meeting the following 5 criteria: rarity, skill or attribute that is rare among peers; productivity, producing something in the area of giftedness; demonstrability, the skill or aptitude of giftedness must be demonstrable through one or more valid assessment. Value, showing superior performance in a dimension that is valued by the person's society. He does caution that this theory, while useful, should be used in conjunction with other accepted assessment measures. Identification methods. The IQ test is one of the measures still used to identify giftedness. You know about IQ tests, yes? IQ tests. And do you know about Ravens and Wechsler test? Most IQ tests don't have the capacity to discriminate accurately at high IQ levels and are perhaps only effective at determining whether a student is gifted rather than distinguishing among levels of giftedness. Also, the Wechsler tests have a ceiling of about 160. Their creator has admitted that they are intended to be used within the average range between 70 and 130, and aren't intended for use at the extreme ends of the population. The Stanford Binet form LM, currently outdated, was the only test that had sufficient ceiling to identify the exceptionally and profoundly gifted. However, because the instrument is outdated, date results derived from the instrument generate inflate and inaccurate scores. The Stanford Binet form V and the Wechsler intelligence scale for children for revision, both recently released, are currently being evaluated for this population. Monsonova's IQ testing, but these are only suitable for persons over the age of 10.5 years. Younger children need to be assessed by an educational psychologist to find out their IQ score. Also, those who are more gifted in areas such as the arts and literature tend to do poorly in IQ tests, which are generally verbal and mathematical skills related. Is it generally agreed that giftedness may have a genetic component? Research has shown that first-degree relatives of the intellectually gifted will often have IQs measuring within 10 to 50 points of each other. Many schools use a variety of measures of students' capability and potential when identifying gifted children. This may include portfolios of students' work, classroom observation, achievement measures, and intelligence scores. Most educational professionals accept that no single measures can be used in isolation to accurately identify a gifted child. Applying no single gifted education program is appropriate for all gifted children. Characteristic of giftedness, you can see on the slide. Its characteristics, these characteristics. Generally, gifted individuals learn more quickly, deeply, and broadly than their peers. Gifted children may learn to read early and operate at the same level as normal children who are significantly older. The gifted tend to demonstrate high reasoning ability, creativity, curiosity, a large vocabulary, and an excellent memory. They often can master concepts with few repetitions. They may also be physically and emotionally sensitive, perfectionistic, and may frequently question authority. Typically, the rebellion, whether active or passive, reflects underlying feelings or alienation. Some have trouble relation to or communication with their peers because of disparities in vocabulary size, especially in the early years. Personality and interests. As children, they are out of step with their peers, and their social concept improves when placed with children or similar ability. Gifted children often develop asymptotically, their means are often ahead of their physical growth, and specific cognitive and emotional functions are often at different stages of development. One frequently cited example at asymptoticity in early cognitive development is Albert Einstein, who did not speak until the age of 3. I think it's very interesting fact, but those later fluency and accomplishments believed this initial delay. Regarding this example, Steven Pinker theorized that rather than viewing Einstein's accomplishments as exiting distinct from or in spite of his early language defects, and rather than viewing Einstein's language delay itself as a disorder. It may be that Einstein's genius and his delay in speaking were developmentally intrinsic to one another. Giftedness is frequently not evenly distributed roles or intellectual spheres. An individual may excel in solving logical problems and yet be poor speller. Another gifted individual may be able to read and write at far above average level and yet have trouble with mathematics. They appear to the different types of giftedness with their own unique features, just as there are different types of developmental delay. Some gifted individuals experience heightened sensory awareness and may seem overly sensitive to sight, sound, smell, and touch. For example, they may be extremely uncomfortable when they have a wrinkle in their sock, or unable to because of the sound of a clock ticking on the other side of the room. Hypersensitivity to external stimuli can be said to resemble a a pronounce to sensory overload, which can cause person to evoke chaotic and crowded environments. Others, however, are able to tune out any unwanted distractions, are they focus and task on their own thoughts, and seem to seek and thrive or being in the midst of activity and stimulation. In many cases, awareness may fluctuate between conditions of hyperstimulation and withdrawal. This condition may appear to be similar to symptoms of hyperactivity, bipolar disorder, autism spectrum condition, and other psychological disorders. They may also be explained by reference to Kazimierz Dabrowski's theories of positive disintegration. Gifted children usually often have social and emotional issues. Please, next slide. You can see its text. Daniel Goleman's work brought attention to the powerful influence of emotions in a child's growth and learning. Coleman believed that emotions interact with reason to determine how we view the world and to support or inhibit learning. An individual who can use emotions effectively is likely to become a more successful and productive citizen. The unification theory of education presents a similar viewpoint that in order to develop genius and nurture the child's gift, there must be balance, including education of character and heart, as well as the more specific mastery of knowledge and skills. Gifted individuals experience the world differently, resulting in unique social and emotional issues. For the work of Kazimierz Dabrowski suggests that gifted children have greater psychomotor, essential, imaginative, intellectual, and emotional abilities. While every gifted child may not exhibit each OE, gifted children almost always exhibit higher than average intellectual and emotional intelligence. Dabrowski called having high levels of intensities the tragic gift. To the layperson, these intensities might be perceived as pathological rather than indicators of a strong potential for advanced personal development. The following sections describe some of the challenges gifted children face. Please look at the slide. example, this next slide. This next slide. Alina.
Next.
Next slide. Да. Next slide. Oh, next slide. Так. It's some social and emotional issues of gifted children. For example, it's isolation. Isolation is one of the main challenges faced by gifted individuals, especially those with no social network of gifted peers. In order to gain popularity, gifted children will often try to hide their abilities to win social approval. Strategies include underachievement and the use of less sophisticated vocabulary when among same age peers than when among family members of other trusted individuals. This is more common of gifted girls who may be socialized to hide their abilities. The isolation experienced by gifted individuals may not be caused by giftedness itself, but by society's response to giftedness. In this culture, there appears to be a great pressure for people to be normal with a considerable stigma associated with giftedness or talent. To counteract this problem, gifted education professionals recommend creating a peer group based on common interests and abilities. The earlier this occurs, the more effective it is likely to be in preventing isolation. Please next slide. It's one more issues. It's perfectionism. Perfectionism is a common emotional issues of gifted individuals. When perfection refers to having high standards, a desire to achieve or higher levels of responsibility, it is likely to be a virtue rather than a problem. Perfection becomes a problem as it frustrates and inhibits achievements. Perfection becomes desirable when a stimulation the healthy pursuit of excellence. Hand check indicated six specific overlapping behaviors associated with perfections. This right it's six specific. One is its depressions. Two, nagging I should feeling. Three, shame. Third, shame and guilt feelings. Fourth, face-saving behavior. Fifth, sadness and appropriation. And sixth, self-deprecation. There are many reasons that may explain the correlation between perfections and giftedness. Gifted children may have difficulty with perfections because they set standards that would be accurate to their mental age, the level at which they think, but then are unable to meet them because they are trapped in a younger body. Perfectionism is also encouraged by the fact that gifted individuals tend to be successful in much or all of what they do because their abilities have not been challenged and consequently try to evolve them. Please next slide. It's also issues of gifted children. It's underachievement and depression. Underachievement. Another problem often associated with giftedness is underachievement. Many gifted students will conditionally do well on listening tests, but will fail to turn in achievements or attempt or participate in class. Overall, they will be disengaged from the educational process. This can result from under-challenging schools, peer pressure for conformity, social isolation, or family dysfunction. In other cases, it can result from factors within the individual, including depression, anxiety, avoidance, rebellion, irritability, non-conformity, or anger. In addition, such failures may also result from learning disabilities which have gone undiagnosed due to the myth that one cannot be gifted and learning disabled. One apparently effective way to reserve underachievement in gifted children includes enrichment projects based on students' strengths and interests. Next issues of gifted children is depressions. It was thought that there was a correlation between giftedness and depressions or suicide. However, there has not been proven. With the expression of creatively gifted adolescents who are talented in writing or the visual arts, studies don't confirm that gifted individuals manifest significantly higher or lower rates of severity of depressions than those for the general population. Gifted children's advanced cognitive abilities, social isolation, sensitivity, and uneven development may cause them to face some challenging social and emotional issues. But their problem-solving abilities, advanced social skills, moral reasoning, out of school interests, and satisfaction and achievement may help them to be more resilient. Please, next slide. Next slide. More research points to suicide rates being higher in gifted adolescents than other adolescents. However, a number of people have noted a high incidence of existential depression, which is depression due to highly abstract concepts such as the finality of death, the ultimate importance of individual people, and the meaning or lack theories of life. Gifted individuals are also more likely to feel tension. Child development and education perspectives. Some theories in child development have estimated that between 20 to 40% of gifted individuals have a learning disability, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder, or some other neurological disorder. Others have postulated the attribution of control disorders such as ADHD to gifted individuals arises from a misguided tendency to pathologize that which we don't understand. The work of Dabrowski suggests a different approach to education of gifted children. According to Dabrowski, human beings transform themselves from self-serving, performing individuals to self-aware, self-directed persons who transcend their primitive natures and strive to walk the moral path. In this view, the education of gifted children wouldn't focus on academic acceleration, but rather on the enrichment of their lives and support for authenticity and morality, becoming and being a good person, becoming truly human. Saxon, in his definition, is not natural, nor is it related to academic achievement. Success rests in a life of service and service to others for the betterment of humankind. Please next, right? Please, your question. You have a question? No?
No.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. And now we are. I introduce you method of research of your